All right, on to Genesis chapter 13. We have chapter 12 recapping. Abram and Sarai go to Egypt, and that led to claiming that Abram was saying Sarah's his sister. Lot came with them, all that good stuff. So, chapter 13, let's get into it. Abram and Lot separate. So they left Egypt and traveled north into the Negev. Abram with his wife and Lot and all they owned, for Abram was very rich in livestock, silver and gold. Then they continued to travel by stages toward Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where they camped before. This was the place where Abram had built an altar, and there he again worshipped the Lord. That's twice he worshipped the Lord. Whatever that means in the Bible times, he worshipped. So it doesn't say it's the first day of the week. It's on Saturday. He did it whenever it was time. He felt like it was time to worship. Now Lot, who was traveling with Abram, was very wealthy, with sheep, cattle, and many tents. But the land could not support both Abram and Lot with all their flocks and herds living so close together. There were too many animals for the available pasture land. So an argument broke out between the herdsmen of Abram and Lot. At that time, Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land. This wouldn't have happened if Lot didn't come, God didn't tell Abram to bring Lot, but Lot came anyways. And maybe he had to bring Lot, I don't know. But God didn't tell him to bring Lot. So, then Abram talked it over with Lot. This arguing between our herdsmen has got to stop, he said. After all, we are close relatives. I'll tell you what we'll do. Take your choice of any section of the land you want, and we will separate. If you want the area over there, then I'll stay here. If you want to stay in this area, then I'll move to another place. Lot took a long look at the fertile plains of the Jordan Valley in the direction of Zoar. The whole area was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord or the beautiful land of Egypt. This was before the Lord had destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot chose the land for himself, the Jordan Valley to the east of them. He went there with his flocks and servants and parted company with his uncle Abram. So while Abram stayed in the land of Canaan, Lot moved his tents to a place near Sodom, among the cities of the plain. The people of this area were unusually wicked and sinned against the Lord. After Lot was gone, the Lord said to Abram, "Look as far as you can see in every direction. I am going to give you all this land to you and your offspring as a permanent possession, and I am going to give you so many descendants that, like dust, they cannot be counted. Take a walk in every direction and explore the new possessions I have given you." Then Abram moved his camp to the oak grove owned by Mamre, which is at Hebron. There he had built an altar to the Lord. So if you ever think about this, the Lord wants you to move somewhere and you don't do it, or I always think about that. Maybe he wants me here, maybe he doesn't. That's that for that chapter. And Lot moved to a place where people were wicked. So that's interesting, to say the least there. So as you can see, chapter 14 is Abram rescues Lot, which is kind of interesting because Lot wasn't supposed to come with him, so Abram has more things to do because he brought someone with him that God didn't want him to, but still God's with him, All right, chapter 13 is down.